Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. What are some things that you can do to qualify a client and a project and spot the red flags before moving forward?
Well, one thing I remember when I was bidding jobs as a contractor was people who would say something along the lines. Matter of fact, I even came up with a saying that I gave them, but I just don't see where that cost is. And, I just can't see where the cost is. And I said, well, that's good. It's your job to appreciate the project. It's my job to price it. If we come together, it works. But of course you don't see the cost. You have no clue how to do what we're doing. Are you in or out? And I've never had anybody actually respond negatively to that. Just say, you don't understand where the price is or the cost is. I do.
Yeah.
Here's my price. And that's one thing. But I wasn't kidding earlier when I said about leads. If you go in to present anything to anybody, you have to have your chin up, right? And you have to have confidence. That will sell you a higher price if you display confidence and not go in there meek. But the best way to do that is to have leads. I mean, if you've got other leads, you can go in and say, this is what I've got to do. This is what I've got to have to sell it. And not everybody. There are always just jerks out there who know more about everything than you. So I don't know. That's one thing. People who are more concerned about not the project that you're going to deliver them and what they get for it, but what your inputs are and why you're doing this and why you're doing that. It's okay for somebody to ask why the pillars have to be so big, but not to come in and say, well, I worked in concrete when I was in college, so I know how to tell you how to do a basement pour, Yeah. So I think that's, and the self-confidence, you said, you could lose your wife. You're stewing about it. You're sitting around, and a wife could lose her husband, right? She might be the contractor.
Yeah.
But you have to decide also what you're doing this for. And people always lose, not always, but we talk about it, frequently lose sight that they started to do something they enjoy. And if they're ruining your life, you're just not you don't enjoy things.
Yeah.
Then that's a cost. And you just say, am I really going to do this? And have the courage to say, no, I'm not.
Yeah. I think that essentially knowing who you are, knowing why you do what you do helps you to then qualify those opportunities. I think even in your mind and writing it down, this is the ideal project, and having that clearly written out can help you compare, hey, where are the red flags? Is this project lining up with this one? But even without all of that, you're exactly right. If they're nitpicking you during the estimate process, kind of not always, that can be a diligent customer, which is maybe what you want. You don't want someone who's like, oh yeah, we'll do it. And then they get to the process of actually doing it and like, oh, well, we can't pay, I think other things, hey, we've got our own materials already here. Is this something that you can work with?
Oh no!
Why do you have the material?
I can order that off the internet. When you build a pool, I'll buy all the controls.
That's a big one. Bad mouthing a previous contractor. Yes, there's bad contractors out there that probably deserve to get some flack, but are they going to start bad mouthing you? Like, was it the contractor, or was it the client that was the problem? Right? We've been through 2 contractors and it just hasn't worked. We're looking for the right one. Good luck finding them. There's a common denominator. I think unreal expectations around the scope you can kind of spot that when they're starting to talk about, like, they're just basically, oh, and then we want to do this after that. And the scope keeps growing as they talk. Like, yeah, this is the project, but we also want to do this and do that. And it just keeps growing. If they're doing that during the sales process, that can be a red flag, because it kind of means that their vision isn't aligned with what yours is for the project. And then another one is that they're slow to return calls, but that's not in and of itself a bad thing. right? Sometimes people are busy, whatever, but if they expect instant replies from you and they're slow, not a good thing. There's other red flags. I don't know if you have any else that are coming to mind, but I know our audience has tons. If there's some that we're missing, send us a message. I'd love to hear your what's on your red flag list. But I would have those red flags like clearly listed out and as a part of your qualification process. And you know what's even better, Martin? Be transparent about it. Hey, Martin, excited to come and like bid your job for you. I just wanted to let you know some expectations we have. This is the ideal project for us. And we are really diligent about how we qualify clients. These are red flags for us on our clients and what helps us decide if we want to work with someone or not. So let me read these off to you really quick. And then you share what the red flags are.
Yeah.
And then they can be like,
that's
oh, clarity. Wow, they know what they're looking for. Yeah, I'm not clear on the, I do have my own materials, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, no, I'll dig that one pipe in and get $1,000 off. You know, one thing, everybody listening, if they're in a trade or a contractor, have heard is, hey, from a developer or somebody, I'm building 4 tiny houses as a model and a concept. I need you to come in and do them for basically nothing because I'm going to build 100 of them and they'll give them to you. And of the people that I can recall sitting here now who've confronted that, it's never happened. They'll go do the plumbing work for the cost of the materials or something, and then the guy never builds them, or he builds them, but he gets a better bid. Anyway, so that's doesn't necessarily happen so much with, dealing with civilians, but B2B, that happens a lot.
Well, and one thing I do want to say as a caveat, like the longer your project life cycle and the longer your sales cycle, like how long it takes for people to sign the contract, the more you're going to be able to do this, right? If you're a service contractor doing 20 jobs a day or whatever it is, it's going to be a lot harder to do this. But at the same time, the impact of a bad customer is not usually as bad, right? Oh, it's $300 that I lost on this job for a bad customer. Let's just cut ties and walk away, right? Longer project, we're remodeling an entire kitchen. Wow, we could lose $150,000 on this job if it doesn't go right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're doing lots and lots of jobs all the time, the process of finding the red flags, the process of walking away from a job will look very different. So just know that, the smaller projects, this is not as, it's a serious issue, but it's not as detrimental as the bigger ones that you're on the project for 3 months or 4 months, whatever it is. And you're wasting, the more time that goes on, the less profitable the job is and the more callback, all these different things. So that's one caveat I have. Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, it might be there, it might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.